you're gonna get introduced to a new Ferrari, top of line car. You're like, oh, I want to see this car on the road and see what it does. But instead of that, you get to see this car do a 3-point turn in a parallel park, and that's as far as like the car goes. And you're like, but I want to see it on the road. I want to see top speeds. I want to see him do sharp turns. Nope, you're gonna see this car go through a school zone and park itself or whatever the case is, and maybe go through a puddle just because a little more excitement. But that's what I will be saying, like how I feel about this gameplay, Willie. You know, if you really want to sell this game to your audience, you really want to sell it to them. You really want to give them all that you got to they can be like, okay, yeah, fine. Yo. What's up, everybody? Welcome to a brand new episode of the Miami Geeks Weekly Updates brought to you by digitalcracknetwork.com. I'm your host, Punch305. With me, as always, a old school gaming specialist, Uncle Willie.
It's Monday. I'm old, and I have no ideas. That's why I petition our good viewers, if you look at my headline, to give me ideas. I will work for booze.
He just might. Just letting y'all know. He just actually might.
All right. Certain terms and conditions may apply. See in-store display for details. Offer ends August 31st.
There we go. See? We have time, folks. So make sure you hire Willie at your earliest convenience so he can do things. Or you can rent out of space.
No. I'm going to do certain things.
Ah, yes.
But Willie... And as the great wise Snoop Dogg once says, I'm going to take my time.
Or, you know.
She going to get hers before I.
Get mine. Willie, we have to talk, dude. And it looks like the internet is on fire. It's on fire, dude.
When is it not?
And it's all, I mean, yesterday maybe? But either way.
It was on fire yesterday.
It was?
Pick a day. The internet's on fire. The only thing that changes is the source of the fire.
All right. Well, today's source of the fire is going to be on Redfall. And it looks like a lot's been going on with Redfall and their preview of the game because a lot of, I would like to say, what, misinformation, Willie? Does that sound right to you?
No. I'm not going to say misinformation. I'm going to say expecting too much.
Okay, that sounds right. So the thing is, here on IGN's page with Redfall, they're showing you gameplay of Redfall. And the thing is that I was at first going, okay, looks pretty interesting, looks pretty nice. I thought personally it looked pretty cool, but it's lacking something out there. And besides what's lacking, if you guys look right down here, 1.5 thousand likes, 19,000 dislikes. Like, that's gutter trash right there. That is horrible. And I can see why, Willie. But explain to the viewers what's going on before we break down to details here.
Okay, so Redfall, this is one of those things that publishers do where they give media outlets copies to play so they can show off how the game plays and whatever. Mm-hmm. And evidently the person that they gave it the controller to at IGN is not a I don't know 9.9 elite tier gamer, and he plays like he's scared. And okay, if we're talking about showing this off as a way to let people see, okay, this is how cool the game can be, it falls very short.
Very.
A lot of it has to do with the fact that IGN likes to cut a lot. And so you don't see the action fluidly. Not that the person that's playing the game is doing a good job of showing the gameplay fluidly, but they have a lot of like jarring cuts.
All right.
I thought this is a good idea to talk about, a good topic to talk about for one reason and one reason only. If I told you I was the person playing the game, you would believe me
I
because
actually would.
I'm that damn terrible at FPSs.
That's
For
not. It's not a
people
lie. It kind of
for
is.
people who are looking at this video wanting to see amazing gameplay, this is not the video for you.
Okay. This
Now,
is the
this
part where I'm
opens up
gonna
a
step in though.
conversation.
Yeah.
The conversation being number one, do you go to IGN to convince you to buy a game?
I will have to say, Willie. If they're doing this, man, I wouldn't be interested in the game right now. Like personally, I'm just gonna look at it. I'm like, oh, okay, but it's taking so much out of it, man, that like it's almost like it's lacking a lot of things. Fine, I'm not gonna be the pro-choice gamer that wants to be like, oh, bro, he's ducking too slow, he's not killing the guy faster. But there's parts in this freaking in this gameplay that you're kind of like, wait a minute, you almost had the guy dead. Why you didn't finish him off? And then IGN cuts it off, puts another gameplay, and it looks like the same area, but the bad guy has his life full bar already, and this guy's just running away, throwing things around, trying to open doors when the fight's right behind them. And it's like, let's put it this way. I'm going to put this in a different perspective, just in case if it sounds a little different. You're going to get introduced to a new Ferrari, top of line car. You're like, oh, I want to see this car on the road and see what it does. But instead of that, you get to see this car do a 3-point turn in a parallel park, and that's as far as like the car goes. And you're like, but I want to see it on the road. I want to see top speeds. I want to see him do sharp turns. Nope, you're gonna see this car go through a school zone and park itself or whatever the case is, and maybe go through a puddle just because a little more excitement. But that's what I will be saying, like how I feel about this gameplay, Willie. If you really want to sell this game to your audience, you really want to sell it to them. You really want to give them all that you got to they can be like, okay, yeah, fine. This game is, I'm not the pro player, but I want to get to that level, but I can see all the cool things that are happening there, all the weapon choices, all the kills, all the bosses, things that they're going to attract you to the game. But again, that's just my opinion on this. But personally, I think if they would have done some more things, I think it would have sold more.
I have a counter to that.
All right, go.
Let's say you're talking about this Ferrari or whatever car.
All right.
And you see someone carving a canyon up like they're a Formula One driver.
All right.
If that's the thing that got you to buy the car, and then you buy it, and the only thing you're going to do with it is maybe go on a turnpike and drive 70 because you don't want to get that ticket, what is the canyon carving video going to do to convince you that that's the car for you?
It's the same thing like when when we used to be kids back then, the commercials. You're not going to buy a Transformer just because it's just there. No, you're going to buy it because you're going to see it do turns out freaking pterodactyl and fly off and do some things there. Even though it doesn't fly, you're going to want it because it does cool things.
I'm saying,
even though you're not going to do it.
The difference between the video that you saw of the car and the real life of what you're going to do is that as a professional driver,
yes,
on a closed course.
Absolutely, you're right.
Text on the bottom, it tells you professional driver on closed course. Please do not do, because the most you're going to do is take the car and go pick up your daughter at school just to make her friends freak out. And you're going to go 15 miles per hour because if you go 16, you bet the cop's going to pull you over.
Absolutely. And you know what? And you're right. That's when it comes to what I'm trying to tell you. Yeah, fine. You're going to get this car because you saw what it did in the commercial. It tugs, turns, and all the good stuff. But then you're going to get the car. You're going to be like, I'm in Hialeah. I don't want to really risk it by taking a stop sign and having Pepito hit me with a freaking Volkswagen.
Stop right there. Because you live in Hialeah, you are absolutely going to go 75 miles per hour in a school zone because Hialeah.
Okay, there's that one time, but still not the point.
One?
Okay, 3. But look, again, it's not the point. I'm not driving the Ferrari. I'm in my Impala.
3 times that day. You're going to sit there and say, Hey, babe, you need me to go get milk or something? No, we have plenty of milk. Are you sure? I mean,
I
you know I'm fat. You sure? Do you want
but
to go get
look,
milk? Please let me go get milk. I want to look cool at the Winn-Dixie. Please let me go.
oh my god,
That's number one.
I'll find every reason to take that car
Okay,
out just for no. Oh man,
that's number one.
sundown.
That's number one.
Go.
Number two, the average person who thinks they're the best gamer on the planet is going to look
Yeah,
at the IGN video and say, "This guy sucks.
yeah,
Why is he doing this? Why is he not doing this? What like he's horrible. It makes the game look bad." Here's the flip side.
yeah.
Here's the flip side. I am not an elite gamer.
We know.
For me, a successful gaming session is that the controller is paired to my PS4
Mm-hmm.
and I don't have drift. I see this gameplay and I swear to you, I'm like, I'd do the same thing. Now I'm afraid of that guy. I don't want to get killed.
I get it. You're probably more, not more stealth, but you are more of a controlled player that I'm gonna
No,
try
no,
to get
no,
him from here and do certain things.
no, no. I'm a crap gamer.
Hmm.
I want to play the game and I don't want to die. And so anything that looks really threatening, I'm going to shoot them. I'm going to shoot them a lot, but from far
Yeah.
away. And my gunplay, like I would describe my gunplay by the words spray and pray.
All right, all right. Well,
But this
okay, but
first
look.
person shooters, I say that because I remember a couple of years ago when Cuphead came out,
Mhm.
there was that one reviewer who was playing the game and couldn't get through the tutorial.
But the game is ridiculously hard, though.
Okay, the tutorial is not difficult.
No.
But at the same time, listen, we all have bad days.
Oh yeah,
How many times have you played a game and spent 30 minutes going around in circles until you realize, oh, I was supposed to do this?
a lot of times.
If we were all expert gamers, we would
Mhm.
only take 4 hours to beat a game. All of us. And none of us can do it. Not
I
even
can't.
you. Don't lie to me.
That game is hard as shit. But still, the thing is here, Willie, is that they're doing this whole show showing us the game, and it looks like utter garbage.
That
And to be honest, it makes me not even want to buy the game. Like I wanted it when I first saw it, look all cool and stuff like that. But that's just seeing the gameplay and
okay.
kind of seeing the world. I'm like,
But
no, I'm okay.
that's the fault of using IGN as your advertising venue.
Hmm.
IGN is just regular people writing articles. Yeah, they'll play games, but they're not going to be next level a 360 no scope.
Oh no, absolutely not.
That's when you find people who are good at FPSs and say, hey, play our game, make it look good. Or you do it yourself. How about that? You're trying to tell me that Arcane, a division of Bethesda, which is owned by Microsoft, can't afford good players? Do it yourselves.
All right, but you know what? I'm gonna leave this all to the audience. And folks, what do you guys think about this article that we just talked about right now? Please comment down below, let us know your thoughts, and let's have a conversation about this. Now, Willie, this one's gonna be pretty much up your alley, and it looks like Sega revealed a long rumored Persona 3 remake and Jet Set Radio. Am I reading this correctly? Like
They
Jet Set
didn't
Radio?
reveal it. They didn't reveal it. It got
Oh, they
leaked.
didn't reveal it, but it was the talks though.
It was no. This was they got I don't know how it happened, but they recently somebody recently released materials from 2021
Okay.
and talked about a couple of things, including a remake of Persona 3.
Hmm.
By the way, the last one was 5.
Got it.
And the one thing that tickled me, which is Jet Set Radio. Y'all don't know about it because it's a me thing.
Mm-hmm.
Jet Set Radio was a Dreamcast game. When it was released here on a Dreamcast, it wasn't even called Jet Set Radio. It was called Jet Grind Radio.
Hmm.
You're a dude on skates going through the city, evading the cops, and tagging certain places and just doing regular mischief. So think
Okay.
Tony Hawk, but you're a vandal.
Ah.
It
All
was a
right.
great game. I couldn't tell you unless you played it. If you've never played it, you don't understand. For me, that's like, please make another one. But the fact that only Jet Set Radio and Persona 3 Remake was leaked tells me that maybe someone's playing a game. Because why would they make a Persona 3 remake when they're supposedly working on Persona 6?
Got it.
That's just me.
No, I get it. But being that none of these games are in my alley, I'm gonna say that's a pretty cool thing that they're gonna try to bring back at least on those two games. I mean, one is a talk, they kind of showed it, but it's still pretty cool thing, man. I think if they play the cards right, they probably have something pretty interesting to bring up there, Willie.
I'm you told me Jet Set Radio sequel, I'm in.
All
Let's
right,
do. Let's
I
do.
I'll probably say they could probably do it. We'll see. I mean, we'll see when they announce it and they show it, and they'll see if they'll make a sequel. But still, we're going to keep that bad boy in the back burner because we got some serious hot stuff going on here, guys. And it's with Nintendo, and it looks like Nintendo's not playing around. They're in pursuit of the Zelda Tears of the Kingdom leaker. And Willie, I think we talked about this last week, if I'm not mistaken, about that one guy that showed off the system and the game all suddenly like the next day or the next hour after they showed her things from Nintendo.
Well, this particular leaker
Mm-hmm.
leaked images from a book, an art book
Oh,
that was not seen by anyone. And when you say Nintendo is not playing around, Nintendo doesn't play around.
they don't.
I've said this before. If you do something with their IP that they don't like, they will come to your house, they will beat up your wife, they will shoot your dog, and they will tell your child that they're adopted.
Jesus. Oh my God.
Nintendo is currently they're throwing a subpoena at Discord because they feel that that's where the leaker resides because it was leaked through Discord. This is not new because we talked about something similar not that long ago. It's just
Yeah,
that
I
it was
remember.
with Marvel because Marvel subpoenaed Reddit and Google to find out who it was that leaked the plot for Quantumania, Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania. This is just IP holders protecting their IP by being absolute Nazis. I know that you don't win arguments when you go and call someone a Nazi, but let's be serious. If anybody in Japan has Nazi-like tendencies, it's Nintendo. You cannot go and paint Mario on your daycare without Nintendo deciding they want to buy your entire block.
They'll do it too.
And they will do it because they're Nintendo.
Yeah.
Truthfully, you have to protect leaks because you want to control the narrative of your game. I do understand that. They are a little excessive. Like, do you have to shoot the dog?
I mean, right? God, everything else is okay, but shoot the dog. Come on, please.
No. Like, okay, yeah, if I'm married, you punch my wife, you're on your own. I'm in Miami. She gonna mess you up.
Yeah.
You say anything to my kid, I killed you.
Yeah.
You didn't even realize it. Like at the end of Sopranos. Spoiler alert.
That and the Tony's that
Tony's dead.
Still,
He didn't see it coming because
pretty much.
when they whack you, you don't see it coming. Regardless, you're gonna point a gun at my dog, you're going to eat my foot. But if you're Nintendo, you'll eat it and say, "Okay, give me more," because that's Nintendo. Either way, if they decide that they want to find out who this is, they're going to find out who it is. Now, pray for you, whoever you are. Pray for you.
Oh yeah, definitely, dude. But Willie, it's time, dude. We gotta talk, dude. And it has to be with the weekend box office, which I we already knew this was gonna happen. And it's Super Mario Brothers stomps the competition the weekend. And I gotta tell you this, man. I'm glad. Not really glad because look, I'm gonna be honest. I think John Wick on chapter 4 would have been great. Also, the same week they came out with a freaking the Nike movie, Air. And
Yes.
you know, it's not fair that it came out the same week as Mario Brothers, but from what I'm hearing, it's actually holding its own ground right now, Willie. And it's still there. But yes, Mario Brothers just said, hold my mushroom and took over the weekend like if it was nobody's business, dude. And I'm glad. I saw it twice. I had to see it twice. I thought that this movie was just a delight. It was so fun, so much Easter eggs, and I don't care about the story because they even said it. There's no story; it's just a video game movie. But it was so much fun, and I enjoyed every second about it. And I hope that eventually you get to watch it, Willie. For you can check it out. I'm pretty sure if you see it, you're gonna enjoy it as much as I did because of all the little nostalgia, little Easter eggs and stuff like that, and the music because the music was phenomenal as well. But
The
still.
only thing I regret was the fact that I was not able to go with my grandson to see this because he was sick this
Oh,
weekend. Hope to see it soon with him because
yeah.
I want to see him lose his freaking mind.
Oh, he is. He will.
But okay, let's talk about the details first.
Yes.
The Super Mario Brothers movie
Hmm.
defied the critics and basically broke records.
Yes.
Is it too soon to say that the curse of the video game movie is dead?
I think that's been gone already.
I don't think it's done, but because I'm looking at it from a different perspective.
Okay.
For context, the two Sonic movies that came out did very well, and we even have a TV series in The Last of Us that has people buzzing. Good to see. I'm not going to say
Mhm.
anything bad about that, but does that mean the curse is over? Considering that we haven't seen a Halo movie yet, and the TV
Yeah.
series was garbage, maybe not. Still, domestically, the Super Mario Bros. Movie pulled in 146,000. Oh, sorry, 146 million dollars.
Yeah.
That has a little bit of a caveat because it was a 5-day weekend.
Hmm.
It came out early, so it had 2 extra days. It's still a very good chunk of money, and that was domestically.
Extremely.
And that was domestically. No, I take it back. That was the 3-day opening. The 5-day opening was 204.6 million in the
Oh
US.
God. Wow. All right. All right.
Globally, for the 5-day weekend, it brought in $307 million.
Okay.
It beat the original Sonic the Hedgehog, and it is the holder of the crown for biggest video game movie debut.
Phenomenal.
Considering how many people that were, I mean, as critics, dog this movie, I'm saying that's a bit of, yeah, go to hell.
Oh no, it was a slap in the face. I'm no lie.
Now, as far as the rest of the top 10, there's a few stories here that are interesting.
Okay.
Start with John Wick Chapter 4.
Yes.
It came out before the Super Mario Bros. Movie. It came out before the Dungeons and Dragons movie, Honor Among Thieves.
Okay.
It still managed to pull in number 2 this past weekend with $14.5 million. It's done well for itself.
It's doing
Domestically,
really well.
it's pulled in $140 million. By far the highest grossing John Wick movie. that aforementioned Dungeons and Dragons movie, Honor Among Thieves,
Yeah.
despite the fact that critics liked the movie, dropped to number 4 in its second week with
Wow.
$13.89 million, behind Air, which debuted at 14.5 million.
That's insane.
So that Dungeons and Dragons movie, it's gonna have to make its money in streaming.
Most likely, yeah, it has to.
At number 5, Scream 6 finally crossed $100 million domestically.
Good.
It pulled in $3.4 million, so now it's at 104 million. For a horror movie, that is exceptional, which proves that the Scream franchise still has legs. Rounding off the top 10, His Only Son at 3 weeks in pulled in $2.8 million. Creed 3 is still around, despite the fact that it's in streaming already.
Mm-hmm.
It pulled in at number 7 with $2.8 million at the box office. Shazam! Fury of the Gods didn't even make it to 100 million. Only pulled in $1.6 million. It's only done $57 million domestically in 6 weeks, which is bad. Number 9, 1001, which I don't know much about. And number 10, it was a debut for a movie called Paint. I also don't know much about.
I don't know nothing about that.
But it's great for the Super Mario Bros. Movie because it shows that at the end of the day, critics don't determine what is good.
I mean, you know what? You're absolutely right.
Now,
you're absolutely right.
I will say, let's see what happens next week.
Why? What's coming out next week?
Because, okay, the first weekend, a lot of buzz. Let's see the drop for second week.
Oh, and also overseas. I mean, I think China or Japan, this movie haven't came out yet.
In some markets, it hasn't come out yet, and that'll boost it worldwide. I'm talking about the domestic drop.
No, domestic. Let's see. I still think so. There's nothing hot that I know of or think about right now that's going to be coming up this weekend. That's going to still be number 1, and I'm calling it right now.
I mean, you may be right, but considering that, well, I mean, there are no. Depends on what you think is big. This weekend, there's nothing big.
There isn't. Nothing for kids.
The biggest thing is Renfield, and that's a simultaneous digital release. So there's not going to be much competition.
No, at all, dude. One-arm fight.
Well, I mean, don't make fun of people with one arm.
Just saying.
Another movie that's coming out this weekend, but because it's a horror movie, you can't really sit there and say, okay, they're going to fight, is The Pope's Exorcist.
Okay, that one, I have a feeling that it's gonna be up there as well. With I think that movie is gonna be up there with John Wick 4.
No,
and between Dungeons and Dragons.
It's not gonna be on that level. It's not. Like, the movie looks great.
Yeah.
I feel bad because I'm not gonna be here for my horror bitch to watch it because I'll be out of town. And it's an R-rated movie.
Yeah.
Look how long it took Scream 6 to get to $100 million domestically as an R-rated movie. And remember that it had way more buzz than The Pope's Exorcist. Past that, I don't see anything really buzzing until we get to Evil Dead Rise, which comes out the 21st.
Yeah.
Once that movie comes out,
that's what we're gonna see. Once that movie comes out, that's when we're gonna see. But again, maybe a slight shift.
It's another R-rated horror movie.
Yeah.
Remember, the Mario Brothers movie. Video game fans, Mario fans, and families are going to see it.
I'm telling you, it's gonna be up there.
It's gonna be up there. Like, I'm looking at the upcoming movies. I don't see a big competitor until we get to May. And that's when the gloves really come off.
Oh, yeah.
Because May 5th, we get Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. And if someone is going to do anything in the box office, it's that movie.
And you know what? That's going to come into our next subject now, Willie, because if it does what I'm hoping it's going to do, which I'm not going to doubt it, it's going to make every grown man cry. It's going to bring some big numbers because it's the last movie of the franchise right now. But Rotten Tomato data proves that Marvel movies are getting worse. And I'm kind of scared about that because it's not necessarily wrong. It's actually pretty true. After Endgame, everything just kind of shifted slowly going downwards. If you notice that, Willie.
Not necessarily, but I understand where you're coming from.
Yeah, like it's not like a dramatic fall or spiral down. It's kind of like gradually falling little by little, and it just kept getting worse. Like to a point where I was like, man, like I'm expecting something different, especially for Phase 4. Let's say, for instance, Thor: Love and Thunder was it? Yeah, Thor: Love and Thunder was part of Phase 4, right?
Yes, it was.
Okay. So when I saw that movie, I'm expecting all the hype, all the cool things, and whatever, and it just underperformed for me. To a point where I was like, oh, okay, screaming goats, some Thor comedy.
You won't
Okay,
shut up about the screaming goat.
that it was funny. It was the only funny thing in the thing. I couldn't help it.
I found something more to laugh about. Like the
From there,
screaming, if for you the screaming goats was the funniest thing, then I feel bad for you.
I don't know. At least in my opinion, that was like, at least that's what kept me awake. My daughter passed
Okay.
out watching this, but
Okay.
everything else was just kind of like falling down, dude. Look,
I want to
Shang-Chi
remind you of
was
the
okay.
following things.
Go.
Okay. I'm not gonna make any excuse for Phase 4 because
Yeah,
Phase 4 was in the words of gamers was kind of crunchy
got it.
because yeah, there was about a mistake about a bunch of mistakes.
Got it.
But think about this.
Mhm.
Phase 4 gave you the following things. Spider-Man No Way Home. How would you rate that movie?
Spider-Man. Oh, high. Really good.
Okay.
Really good flick.
How would you rate WandaVision?
I give it a like a 75 around there. A high number because it's not
Really?
so bad. It was actually really
No,
good. I enjoyed
it
it.
was actually really good. The end
It
fell
was really good.
apart. I'm gonna blame the pandemic for that. But
Yeah.
the ending was kind of weird. It was a really good series.
Yeah, it was. No
First
lie.
season of Loki.
First season, slow, but it got better in the end.
First season of What If.
I enjoyed it all, to be honest. Maybe there was like two episodes or something that were kind of like whatever, but out of all, I thought the episodes were pretty good.
Right. Shang-Chi.
I enjoyed the movie. I actually liked that movie a lot.
Okay. Black Panther Wakanda Forever.
Garbage
Really?
to me. Yeah, I didn't like it.
Okay. It was better received by most people. And
Yeah.
mind you, things like Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Choke Me Mommy
Mhm.
were better
It,
received than I felt. Like
yeah.
I thought that the things about Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness were Mommy
Hmm.
and Wong.
Yeah. You're not wrong.
Coincidentally, the best thing about She-Hulk. I'm not gonna say that. Okay, the series itself was underwhelming. I liked Tatiana Maslany as She-Hulk. They just didn't give her much to work with.
At all. They actually didn't. And I
But
just felt it's like
you
it
can
was like
say that for a lot of things that the MCU did. Eternals, did you
I
care?
didn't. I fell asleep on that show, that movie.
Captain America, I'm sorry, I should say Falcon and Winter Soldier.
I enjoyed it,
It was a
even though
good
it was a
series.
short series. It was short series, but it was
Okay,
pretty fast.
but it was a good
Like
series
everything.
overall. Some
Yeah,
people saw it and like they weren't too much of a fan.
got it.
Miss Marvel, I liked it.
It was all right. It was a fun watch. That's how I like to keep
The
it.
problem with
It
Ms.
wasn't.
Marvel was that it
Uh-huh.
like it didn't have a real direction.
Mhm.
I will die on my grave twice, and I will fight for the fact that the soundtrack for that series was amazing.
It was.
I
It
will
was actually really
fight
good.
anyone who says otherwise.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry, she like Miss Marvel herself is friggin' awesome.
Mhm.
I didn't care for Moon Knight.
I actually enjoyed Moon Knight.
As
It
much
was
as I
it,
like
it was kind of just kind of like a not a what if, but it was just kind of it
no,
was just it was just a story just to see how everything flowed with this kid, and
it
I enjoyed
wasn't
it. It wasn't so bad.
it wasn't a Moon Knight story. It was a oh my god, these personalities aren't getting along story.
Okay, all right.
I would hearken Moon Knight to Iron Fist. Only
Wow.
Iron Fist was worse.
Yeah.
I loved the whole. I mean, Oscar Isaac is a national treasure. He's not ours, but he's a British national treasure. And the whole thing about him fighting with his multiple personalities was
Hmm.
great. But it would have been even better if we had a Moon Knight story that had more of Moon Knight.
Yeah, I agree.
And Hawkeye was okay.
Hawkeye had fun with that movie, with
I
that
had
show.
fun with it, but it was okay.
Yeah.
Like, okay, they established the new Hawkeye. She's cool.
Hmm.
She's great. I have no problems with either one of them. The story left something to be desired, and that's a problem that that Disney, owners of Marvel, are
Hmm.
now addressing. Let's not just go and spit things out left and right. Let's
Yeah.
slow down and try to make more quality stuff. I will agree that Phase 4 was more of a downturn compared to what we got previously, but I didn't need Rotten Tomatoes to tell me that.
No, at all, dude.
It goes back to what I've said 100,000 times, and I'll say it 100,000 times more.
Yeah.
Rotten Tomatoes is an aggregate, meaning that 400 people got together and said something, and Rotten Tomatoes has their own way of grabbing all that and turning it into a number.
Hmm.
That has nothing to do with what you're seeing. How
Yeah.
Rotten Tomatoes like the Super Mario Brothers movie?
No,
How did you like it?
I loved it.
The next time you go and say no because Rotten Tomatoes, I'm going to send you a crate of Rotten Tomatoes, and I'm going to make you eat all of them.
Great, thanks. But still, I think I'm still gonna bring up Rotten Tomatoes because they're garbage anyways, and they start criticizing certain movies because of whatever they think. I'm just gonna
I
go back to
refuse.
what I'm doing and nailing all of them because there's no point for them
I
to say all that
refuse
garbage.
to give any one review outlet any weight over another. At the end of the
Um,
day, the only thing that matters is how you feel about something.
you're right. You're absolutely
I
right about
will
that.
remind you that critics absolutely skewered Last Action Hero, and that I love that movie.
Oh, that
That
movie's
movie
amazing.
is
So much fun.
amazing because it has the world's most famous comedian, Arnold Braunschweiger.
You think you're funny, don't you?
I know I am. I'm the famous comedian Arnold Braunschweiger.
I love that line. I love it so much. But
Like at the end of the
yeah,
day, okay. I mean, we could probably sit here for an hour and talk about movies that nobody liked but you did.
yeah.
Same thing with video games.
Oh, absolutely.
So the next time you bring up Rotten Tomatoes, I am going to yell at you a lot.
Well, then we're gonna have to wait till that day happens because you know they're gonna do something to trigger me
It'll be
very much.
Wednesday. I
If it's
promise
not
you.
look, If it's not Rotten Tomatoes, it's Matt Ramos. One of those two are gonna trigger me to my highest, and I'm gonna have to go
I
off.
propose, ladies and gentlemen, I propose a new website. Rotten to Ramos. Let's make Punisher's head explode.
Oh yeah, I'll be gone. I'll be so gone. But
Because the Rotten Tomatoes will give a movie a 43%, but they'll do it with Matt Ramos' voice.
oh God, stop. Like I'm already getting pissed just knowing that. Like, oh my God, just oh my Lord. But either way, ladies and gentlemen, what do you guys think about everything we talked about right now on this freaking article and above? Please comment down below. Let us know your thoughts and let's have a conversation about this. But we're done. So, guys, thank you so much for joining us today on this amazing show. And as always, like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification button just so you come up with this amazing news, which it comes up 3 times a week. Mondays, Wednesday, and Friday. I don't know something in between, but Wednesday and Friday, we're not gonna have no show. Willie's gonna be gone.
No.
Huh?
No. I'll be able to do a show on Wednesday.
Really?
Well, depends on the time.
Okay.
I want to talk to the good people. And if we can do a show on Wednesday, I'd like to do a show. Friday, y'all are gas. I'm gonna be in the dirty South. So yeah, that's not gonna happen.
All right, so then we'll see what we can make up on Wednesday. So we'll keep that in mind, ladies and gentlemen. But yes, Mondays, Wednesday, and Friday, we have a show, and you know how we roll. But thank you so much for joining us on this amazing show, and we'll see you next time. Peace.
Bye.